News between Dolton's mayor and the village's board of trustees after multiple members did not attend tonight's monthly meeting.
I am about to address some things as the supervisor. There will be no comments. There won't be anything. It'll just be me addressing you guys to tell you what's going on.
The walls are closing in on Tiffany Henyard, and this time it's not just rumors or whispers behind closed doors. In a stunning twist that feels ripped straight out of a crime thriller, footage has surfaced that could be the final nail in the coffin for the embattled mayor. And here's the kicker. It wasn't leaked by an outsider or some sneaky journalist. No, this explosive footage was allegedly released by her very own team. Now the word has it, Henyard is losing her grip and reportedly spiraling into panic mode. Is this the ultimate betrayal from within, or a classic case of karma coming back around? Whatever the truth may be, it looks like Henyard's days of playing innocent may be numbered. Recent developments. Dolton's drama queen, Mayor Tiffany Henyard, is back at it again, stirring up chaos like it's her favorite pastime. With controversy swirling around her, she's decided to grab even more attention on what was supposed to be a calm Tuesday night. When the Board of Trustees meeting was canceled because not enough trustees bothered to show up, most people would have called it a day. But not Henyard. Oh no, she waltzed in, went ahead and appointed a new village administrator and attorney, as if daring the board to stop her. To get her point across, she even brought her lawyer along, who bashed the trustees for not attending the meeting.
You got to give 10 days of notice. 10 days of notice to the public. Certainly notice to the mayor. You know what they did? They didn't give you any notice at all.
Tiffany Henyard's behavior is getting more bizarre by the minute, and honestly, who can blame her? It's like watching someone trying to hold onto sand in a windstorm. With every panicked move, the power just slips through her fingers faster. The latest blow to her fragile reign on things was delivered by Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul's office when they declared that Dolton violated the Open Meetings Act not once, but twice, during their June and July meetings. You see, residents had been complaining that Henyard's administration turned the village hall into some sort of high-security fortress by blocking entrances and limiting seating. And why, you ask? Well, according to Henyard's team, it was all in the name of security. Apparently, a single snarky letter sent to Henyard's mom's house was reason enough to turn the whole place into Fort Knox. Now let's be clear. The letter in question, written in blue marker of all things, wasn't exactly friendly. It called Henyard and her mom losers, which is definitely harsh, but not exactly a credible threat. Plus, the real kicker is that this so-called evidence of danger didn't even arrive until after 2 of those meetings happened. The Attorney General's office took one look and basically rolled its eyes, calling the whole thing a major overreaction with zero justification. It seems like Tiffany's hoping her drama will keep her clinging to power, but let's be real. Theatrics are starting to backfire. And with fewer than 20 people showing up to this week's so-called meeting, even her loyal fans might be losing interest in this never-ending soap opera. It seems Henyard just can't resist keeping herself at the center of the chaos, even if it means bending the rules and making a scene. In a twist that no one saw coming, Tiffany Henyard decided to spice up her dwindling support by appointing a new village administrator and attorney at this week's meeting. Now, for those who need a quick refresher, the village administrator role used to belong to her former right-hand man, Keith Freeman. Yep, the same Keith Freeman who knew all the secrets and once had Tiffany's back through thick and thin before things went south. It seems like Tiffany's trying to shuffle the deck and deal herself a fresh hand, but honestly, the move is just raising more eyebrows. With her power slipping away, these last-minute appointments feel more like a desperate grab for control than anything else. And let's not forget, trustee Jason House isn't buying it. He's already called the appointments invalid and saying these new appointees won't be seeing a dime. So while Tiffany might be making moves, it's starting to look like her game is about to fold. Jason made it clear that these appointments were as empty as her promises, invalid, with no paycheck to follow. However, Tiffany didn't back down one bit. At the meeting, she said, "Just pay attention to who brings all the drama to your community. That's how you know everybody are plants in the audience." This might have set other trustees off, because even Valeria Stubbs, a former village trustee, gave her 2 cents on the situation. She can't appoint one because Keith Freeman is still the village administrator. All of that was legal. Once she didn't have a quorum, the meeting should have been adjourned. In case you haven't noticed, Henyard's inner circle is shrinking by the day, and Keith Freeman is right in the thick of it. Word on the street is that Henyard tried to kick Freeman to the curb the minute she caught wind that he might be working with the FBI against her. Talk about a dramatic fallout. You see, Freeman's history isn't exactly squeaky clean. He's had his share of legal trouble, and it seems Henyard wasn't inclined to offer a helping hand. Despite Freeman's years of getting his hands dirty to do her bidding, she turned on him the moment things got messy. You see, multiple lawsuits have been filed against Freeman, including for unlawful retaliation against employees who claim they were terminated from Dolton and Thornton Township for not supporting Henyard. In April, Freeman was charged with bankruptcy fraud for making false statements in his bankruptcy petition filed earlier this year to conceal his assets and sources of income, according to a federal indictment. The Human Resources Department wrote an email notifying Freeman he had been fired, saying, "Due to the high-ranking position that you hold within the township, this type of misconduct cannot be tolerated. Your misconduct is a detriment to the smooth functioning of the township's operations." Freeman's downfall began to pick up speed when rumors swirled that he was in talks with federal investigators. Around the same time, his legal troubles piled up, including a charge of bankruptcy fraud for allegedly hiding his assets. You'd think his former ally, Henyard, would throw him a lifeline, but nope, she distanced herself fast, trying to sever their connection before it got any more tangled. However, Henyard's plan to cut ties hit a snag. Despite trying to boot him from his township role, the Board of Trustees didn't play along. Trustee Chris Gonzalez pointed out that the board hadn't even been officially informed about Freeman's firing. A promotion, if that's what it would be, and I haven't seen anything, that should also come through the board.
Former employees, right?
That's correct. We spoke with one of the plaintiffs who says that she was fired for not being a yes man, for not following the mayor's orders, which...
Meanwhile, trustee Jason House suggested there's now a clear split between Freeman and Henyard. So despite Henyard's best efforts to make Freeman disappear, he's still hanging on as the village administrator. Well, it seems like Keith was luckier than all the previous employees Tiffany had terminated, but now she is facing the music after 3 of them filed lawsuits. Along with that, the rumor mill started buzzing that Keith has been cooperating with the feds and Henyard. The word has it that Keith had real-time evidence of Tiffany's corruption, and he has allegedly made a deal with the feds. Apparently, that's the main reason why Henyard moved to drop him like a hot potato. But with the board backing Freeman for now, it looks like Tiffany's plans to get rid of him have been put on ice. But this battle is far from over since she just pulled that appointment stunt in the recent meeting. Speaking of meetings, this isn't the first time Tiffany ran the show according to her whims when the Board of Trustees didn't show. You see, when she called for a town meeting the other day, not a single soul from the board bothered to show up.
Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard wanted the Board of Trustees to approve some events that she wants the township to pay for, but none of the trustees showed up for this special meeting tonight that left the meeting.
But Tiffany, being as shamelessly resilient as ever, didn't let the snub get under her skin. Oh no, she took the stage, spun it into her own little soap opera, claiming this whole corruption mess is just a grand propaganda stunt to tarnish her oh-so-glorious reign. This is me making my statement. If you guys do not want to hear this, there's the door. This is not a Q&A. This is me giving my statement so the residents know what's going on in Thornton Township. However, since the townspeople are so over and done with Tiffany's wordplay, one of the attendants interrupted her rant by saying, "The residents already know you're stealing from them." But this didn't dampen Tiffany's spirits one bit, and she carried on with her speech as if nothing had happened. That's what all the hate is about. Your super mayor became too powerful too quick. I'm so rare, I'm so unique, and that's why everybody's got problems, all about control. Come on, let's be real. Tiffany's troubles go way beyond just some bad PR. They're steeped in seriously shady spending habits. Folks all over town are buzzing about her wild use of township and Dolton funds, even as she tries to juggle her dual role as mayor. And just a few weeks prior, WGN investigators cracked the case wide open, pulling back the curtain on her little spending spree. After a whole lot of legal wrangling to dig up those credit card records, they uncovered that Henyard and her entourage burned through a jaw-dropping $67,000 in travel expenses on Thornton Township's tab in just 5 months. And if that wasn't shocking enough, toss in what she charged to Dolton taxpayers, and that total skyrockets to over $100,000. And what's her excuse for those ridiculous numbers? Oh, she claims she and her posse were attending conferences. Sure, Tiffany, more like living out your own diva fantasies on the township's dime. Anyway, Fans suggest that Tiffany is trying to appoint a criminal attorney under the disguise of all this drama so that he could pave her way out of this mess. What a chess move. Is Henyard appointing the criminal attorney? He is going to get paid to represent the village and look after Henyard. The village will pay his legal fees to defend Henyard. The previous legal representative quit for non-payment. So let's see how this goes. I would think that the village charter requires that the trustees approve the appointments. Honestly, though, at this point it looks like Tiffany has lost her touch from reality. In her latest meeting, Henyard declared that she has cleaned up the town, despite the serious allegations being leveled against her. Research, everybody, then you'll understand the fight. You'll understand why things is the way it is. Because when we took over, we came in and cleaned up the village of Dolton. What I mean by that is, when we got a complaint, I told them please make sure to take care of the residents. Tiffany Henyard's time as mayor has been a whirlwind of lawsuits and legal drama, stacking up faster than chips at a poker game. It's like every day brings a new controversy, and her administration is at the center of it all. From firing employees left and right to playing favorites with local businesses. It feels like Henyard's got a lawsuit for every occasion. You see, another case claimed that a Henyard crew gave a local barbershop owner the classic small-town runaround, blocking his business license for reasons that seem, well, a little too convenient. And then there's the bombshell from Dwayne Thrash, a former maintenance manager. Word has it that in 2023, one of Henyard's inner circle tried to rope him into a shady scheme to swap out the school board's attorney for one of their favorites. When Thrash refused, things went sour fast. While he was on an approved vacation, they canned him, citing unsatisfactory work performance and insubordination. Now Thrash is fighting back, demanding they clear his record and pay up for his wrongful firing. He's also throwing some serious shade, accusing Henyard of violating his constitutional rights. Ever since Henyard became mayor of the village of Dolton and supervisor of Thornton Township, she and her closest allies within the village of Dolton and Thornton Township, including Freeman, have terminated the employment of several individuals they feel pose a political threat to Henyard and her public image and/or who run afoul of Henyard and/or Freeman by defying their wishes. And that's not just Thrash who's talking. Dolton dictator mayor got dealt a major blow from an unlikely source, i.e., one of her own supposed allies. Thornton Township Board trustee Carmen Carlisle, who everyone thought was firmly in Henyard's corner, suddenly switched sides, accusing the 41-year-old self-proclaimed supermayor of unethical and inappropriate behavior just to boost her influence. The drama ensued as Carlisle's betrayal came right when Henyard was already neck-deep in fraud accusations and facing heat over her questionable spending habits. Looks like even the supermayor couldn't buy her way out of this one. Trustee Carmen Carlisle claimed, "Today I'm breaking my silence and speaking out against Thornton Township Supervisor and Mayor of Dolton, Tiffany Henyard, who I believe has engaged in unethical and predatory behavior throughout her tenure. For the past 2 years, Henyard has manipulated employees, vendors, and residents, using her position to increase her influence, all while projecting a false image of success, funded by the hardworking taxpayers of Thornton Township and the village of Dolton." The whistleblower admitted that she had kept quiet about Henyard's lavish trips and outlandish spending at recent board meetings because she trusted the administration. But now that trust seems to have gone up in smoke. I'm standing up, not just for myself, but for others who have been affected by what I see as Henyard's leadership. I believe there are many more victims who have been retaliated against, fired, or lied to by Henyard, but have yet to speak out. Sure, Carmen might have taken her sweet time listening to her conscience, but who could blame her? After all, the law seemed firmly in Henyard's pocket while she was busy maxing out those credit cards like there was no tomorrow. And let's not forget, Henyard allegedly had her own little squad of police goons on the payroll, ready to silence anyone brave enough to stand up against her. With that kind of muscle backing her up, it's no wonder people were a bit hesitant to speak out. Fans are rightfully trolling Henyard, saying, "This train wreck is ever so close to being indicted." It's mind-boggling that she can fool herself to live in the alternate world she created. Arrest can't come soon enough. I feel for the residents of Dolton. Another added, "I can only hope she first gets removed from office, then arrested, then sent to prison. Then I pray that she loses all these lawsuits against her and she is personally held financially responsible for all the punitive damages and court attorney costs and fees." Now, as you could expect, Henyard didn't take the betrayal lying down. She fired back at her once loyal trustee, coming up with a new nickname and blaming everyone for the charade. It was classic Henyard: deflect, distract, and dish out the drama. I think I'm going to get you a new nickname, Lion Carlisle. I'm tired of everyone in here. There always has to be a show. At the end of the day, you was on this board. We never talked about this, right? So you should have been putting the same energy in play when you weren't saying a word a year ago, some months ago. Did you catch that? It looks like Henyard has indirectly admitted to foul play. You see, her insinuation is that big of a deal because she has been extremely tight-lipped on this case, even refusing to speak with the media in the absence of her lawyer. Anyway, as soon as Henyard shifted gears and started to blame Carmen for not doing her job properly, she pulled the curtain on Henyard's harassment. The reason I didn't ask questions was because I trusted the administration. I trusted the process. The moment I didn't trust the process, I started asking questions. I worked as your assistant. I saw a lot. I heard a lot. The first time I ever really questioned supporting you is when you went on this national platform and you said you didn't know anything about a foundation. But you forget that I was in certain rooms when certain things happened. You were not honest about that foundation. You came to my house after that, unannounced, and tried to get me to say somebody else started that foundation that didn't. The thing is, Tiffany was not doing much for the community. The rumors about her incompetence reached far and wide. But instead of addressing the root problem, she decided it was a mature reaction to shame the media for not writing good about her. And that is not an exaggeration. I would appreciate it if people stopped writing negative stuff about the township and write all the good stuff we do here in the township. Write the stuff that's the truth, not the mess and gossip. That's kid stuff. God don't make no mistakes. He put the right person that he knew was going to do the work and take the lashes and bear the strength to keep going, enduring it all. He put the right person there because go check my numbers and you'll see what I'm really doing despite what people write about that's false. So yeah, Tiffany has been riding her high horse from the moment she assumed the position. And with the way things are unraveling, she won't be a free bird for long. That's all for today. If you liked that video, please like, subscribe, and tune in for more videos like this.